The scarcity of water in southern Mediterranean countries is central and critical to human development. Finding innovative solutions and cooperating is a commitment for the future of new generations. SWIM, Sustainable Water Integrated Management, is a regional programme funded by the European Commission with a total budget of €22 million that aims to contribute to the effective implementation and extensive dissemination of sustainable water management policies and practices in the southern Mediterranean region. This is in the context of increasing water scarcity, combined pressures on water resources from a wider range of users, desertification processes, and in connection with climate change. SWIM partner countries are Algeria, Egypt, Israel, Jordan, Lebanon, Libya, Morocco, Occupied Palestinian Territory, and Tunisia. The cooperation with Syria has been temporarily suspended. SWIM has two components. The first one is a support mechanism funded with a budget of €6.7 million, which promotes institutional building and policy dialogue and assists partner countries in developing and implementing their water management strategies and plans in synergy with other ongoing projects and initiatives. Four thematic pillars have emerged as regional priorities: non-conventional water resources, economic valuation of water pollution abatement interventions, no-regret actions for the adaptation of the water sector to climate change, water governments at the local level, sharing experiences from water users associations. The second component is represented by 5 demonstration projects funded with a budget of approximately €15 million. The projects are all across Jordan, Aklimas, Wadismar, Improware, Sustain Water Med. Fouemi Transboundary NGO master planning of the lower part of the Jordan River. A SWIM demonstration project led by the Water and Environment Development Organization, WEDO, Friends of the Earth Middle East, Fouemi. The lower Jordan River, 200 kilometers from the Sea of Galilee to the Dead Sea, is one of the oldest routes of human migration, holy for Jews, Christians and Muslims, with a unique ecosystem, migratory flyway for 500 million birds twice annually. Israel, Syria and Jordan diverted nearly all the tributaries that fed the lower Jordan River for agriculture and domestic consumptions, leaving only 3% of the 1.3 billion of cubic meters of water mostly polluted. Friends of the Earth Middle East believe in environment and peace.
Who we are? We're an environmental non-governmental organization bringing together Jordanian, Palestinian and Israeli environmentalists.
During a conference in Amman, Fouemi launched the first ever transboundary integrated master plan for the lower Jordan River Basin, bringing together representatives and decision makers from Israel, Jordan and Palestinian territories. SWIM program sustains Fouemi's project. In particular, it contributes to understanding the planning needs and supports the advancement of political will for adopting a regional approach.
What we're trying to advance is our vision for a transboundary peace park. Some of you will also be joining us.
You have the Gilad Mountains on your left, the Galilee on your right, the Golan on your north. You're in a very special valley.
You will see that it's a poor neighborhood, it's a poor area. A lot of people live under poverty level even. And what we're trying to do is to create a project that is viable, that is can offer jobs.
Fouemi has developed 3 eco-parks for peace and environmental education. They are important community-based projects.
For us as non-politicians, we are moving ahead. We will continue our efforts despite all of the challenges, despite of the difficult facts on the ground, despite the difficulties of access to the river.
The methodology of cooperation, joint planning and pragmatic attention to issues of common interest that this project highlights could become a model for Jordan, Israel and Palestine to replicate in trying to resolve issues of contention beyond immediate environmental threats. The master plan will be ready in approximately 2 years. Aklimas, adaptation to climate change of Mediterranean agricultural systems.
We are in front of barrage Wadi El Abid in the Gabon area, where we are collecting the runoff water. The Aklimas project, in its objective, is to optimize the use of water that is stored in the soil and to produce as much as possible food, and to select the best varieties and the best agricultural practices. The crops that are targeted by the project are essentially food crops, cereals. These include wheat, orge, and barley, and triticale, and it includes also faba beans, chickpeas, and other legumes. And we will do that with farmers, of course.
ما تعرفش الحساب والزريعة مين خليتوها السنة؟
ما كنت تزرع معنا
هذه زرعتك فوق قمحك هذا يسميه لاهي ولا ما؟
باهي يعني قمح قصين زرعت السنة
هذا زرعته السنة زرعت شوية فول وحمص ولا؟
زرعت شوية فول وحمص ما زرعتش
فول عندك نتجت شوية فين محطوط هناش خير؟
لا بعدين
ما بعتوها
Aklimas is also implemented in Egypt, Jordan, Lebanon, Morocco, and, when possible, Syria.
We are having here a production field that is used for measuring all water fluxes, deep fluxes, runoff, and evapotranspiration.
Ces mesures nous permettent de comprendre les périodes de consommation en eau des cultures et de choisir des cycles culturaux, des pratiques culturelles les meilleures qui sont adaptées pour cette région pluviale. Il y a des agriculteurs qui sont très contents de participer et d'autres plus retirés. C'est difficile pour les agriculteurs d'accepter de nouvelles techniques sans voir le résultat.
العام الجاي كي نعطيوك أنواع أخرى من القمح ولا الشعير ونقول لك تزرعها جربها معنا شوفها مخيرة ونجربوا القديمة هذه اللي عندك تزرع منها ونجيبوا لك احنا جديدة وتزرعها.
Wadismar, water harvesting and agricultural techniques in dry lands, an integrated and sustainable model in Maghreb regions.
We are in the region of Beni Khlash of southern Tunisia. It's an arid area where it receives less than around 200 millimeters. So the local population developed a technique which is called Jusur. It consists in fact of the collection of runoff coming from the mountain area with the building of a small earthen dike which will permit the collection of water, mainly runoff, and then for the cultivation of mainly of olive trees but also other fruit trees like almond, figs, date palms, etc. And during good years also we can cultivate cereals and other legumes. It is in this framework that within the Wadismar project that our intention is to intervene in this area for the rehabilitation of the degraded units by renewing mainly the dikes, in fact to make them more effective in the collection of runoff water, but also in building also and the construction of some spillways which will function mainly during good years for the evacuation of the excess water. We installed the recharge wells. In fact, they consist of a well with a filter which allows the injection of the runoff water directly into the aquifer. Within the Wadismar projects, we will start first with evaluation of the experience because we have already installed around 10 units in the watershed, which will permit us the replication of this experience in other sites in the same watershed. So in fact, we have the intention to install around 5 to 10 units. These are gabion check dams, which are used to reduce the flow of water, which is coming through these wadis, and allow the recharge of the aquifer. It is in this framework that in the Wadi Smar project that we will try to multiply these techniques in other possible sites to recharge the aquifer.
Wadi Smar is implemented in Oued Biskra in Algeria as well. There is also a link between the two projects, Aklimas and Wadi Smar, concerning irrigation techniques.
In private irrigated area with a shallow well, there is two kinds of drip irrigation systems. The first one is with inline drippers, which is called the auto-regulating system. The second one is the dripper and derivation on the pipes. So the first one allow us to save more water than the second one, and the framework of the Wadi Smar and Aklimas, we will try to generalize the system by using the participatory approach with the farmers.
ImproWare, innovative means the protection of water resources in the Mediterranean coastal areas through re-injection of treated water. ImproWare's main objective is to demonstrate and promote environmentally sustainable water management policies and practices in Egypt and Tunisia, with focus on wastewater treatment activities directed to produce water of appropriate quality levels for its successive re-injection into coastal aquifers. The demonstration activities mainly consist of the realization of a constructed wetland in El Arish, Egypt, and the upgrade of an existing wastewater treatment plant at Korba, Tunisia, including a downstream infiltration basin. Specifically, the project contributes to contrasting aquifer deterioration by saltwater intrusion due to over-extraction and climate change, and increasing water availability for the local communities in the rural demonstration sites, both for drinking purposes and agricultural and economic activities, resulting in improved living conditions and employment opportunities. Sustain Water Med, network of demonstration activities for sustainable integrated wastewater treatment and reuse in Mediterranean countries.
This project is the Public Security Directorate headquarters, and it contains also the Command and Control Center. We are expecting to have 2,500 people, and we are trying to collect the sewage from all these buildings to the water sewage treatment system, which will be used to irrigate around 18,000 square meters of planted area in this area.
This is a place which is already finished and other is under construction, and for these places they are using fresh water for irrigation, and this fresh water, as we can see here, is coming from the municipality. It costs a lot of money, and they store the fresh water every week in this container, which now already empty because they don't have enough water. The SWIM project is aiming to substitute this fresh water using through treated wastewater, which will be located here in this area.
We are in the public headquarter security. We selected this area to be the location of the decentralized treatment plant because we are thinking about sustainability of this location to be copied in another community, in another agencies where like big schools, like hospitals or small community where it's difficult to be connected to the centralized treatment plant. We look in the ministry, in addition to that, for treated wastewater as one major source in our water budget.
The same problem we have it in all other countries. We have the same problem in Egypt, for example. They have to use wastewater for irrigation. In agriculture, we have the same problem in Tunisia, where wastewater quality have to be improved and used for irrigation, and the same in Morocco, in the area of Morocco, where have to use wastewater treatment for irrigation to substitute fresh, misusing and the huge losses of using freshwater resources.
The support mechanism also provides technical support for the implementation of the demonstration projects, enhancing the replication potential of the SWIM programme at a regional scale.